Hello, everybody. Okay, so I was not prepared. I didn't have my finger on the button for this. My favorite part.
Cackles like a witch. Here we are. Honey bitch.
And they changed it a little bit. I don't appreciate that, StreamYards. Keep shit static, please. All right, where are we, guys? Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your patience. So sorry about Monday. But we're here now, right? Isn't that what matters? Deja Blue Bear, thank you for joining memberships. Linda, thank you for joining memberships. Cautious Observer, you as well. Thank you all for joining memberships. I think somebody might have joined memberships on Monday as well, but that's not showing here. So thank you so much, everybody, for supporting my channel. I appreciate you all. Good evening. I see the chat has been lit for quite some time. I appreciate you guys. Emotional Support Muffin, Carrie, Missing Mimic, Sassy Mama, Oh Hell No, Great Aunt Ray. Look, I got the comments on the screen now. You can't really see them though. Can you guys see them? I can't really see them. Hey, Great Aunt Ray, Susan, 1964, Sassy Mama, I forget where I was. Busted Can of Biscuits, hello. Gas Station Sushi. Every time I see that name, it reminds me of none other than Stinkbox. I know a lot of you don't know who Stinkbox is, and that's okay. I'm just going to give you a really quick, brief introduction. It's nobody important, but the only reason I'm going to bring Stinkbox up is because they have something in common with Dirt Neck. All right. And that is that both Dirt Neck's brother and Stinkbox's brother in law have both come to me / the internet willingly and of their own free will to talk mad shit on their sister. So that's fun. That's a fun time. Betty, thank you so much for joining memberships. I appreciate you. P Day today, thank you for gifting one Samantha Jean membership. Oh hell no, congratulations. Wicked Crafter, they're feeling better. Yeah, I'm through the really bad period. It's still a little tiresome to talk a whole lot. Just because I have these rubber bands in, but it's fine. I'll be fine. Larissa, thank you so much for joining memberships. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Right. Stinkbox is Mandy ATX. And Mandy ATX is somebody who has been on YouTube since the beginning, since Yaba and I started YouTube back in 2016, 2017. She was originally from the what we call the THTC, the Trisha Hate Train community. If you don't know who Trisha is, it's Truthfully Trisha. Her and her husband were on Dr. Phil. Wendy from Dr. Phil got Trisha and her then husband. Yeah. I am not well. You can hear it. Yeah. Anyway, Trisha and her then husband Sean, Tomahawk Sean, they were married when in 2016, 2017, 2018. And Wendy from Dr. Phil, who she pops in from time to time. Anyway, she got Trisha and Sean on Dr. Phil. Well, then anyway about it. So that's where Mandy ATX started from, was the Trisha Hate Train community. Totally obsessed with Trisha's husband, Sean. So much so that in, I believe it was 2019, Mandy ATX stole Trisha's husband right out from under her, and they are now married. Mandy was married at the time to this dude named Brian. Sean was married to Trisha. Anyway, about it. Long story short, so Mandy ATX and Sean get together. They end up moving to Georgia because Mandy is so obsessed with Trisha that she feels like she has to be as close as possible to Sean's family just so she can rub it in. So they moved to Georgia to be closer to Sean's family, which includes Sean's brother, Ryan. Fast forward a couple years, Ryan pops up in my comment section and then also in my Facebook messages, want to talk to me about his sister-in-law, Mandy, and tell me all of the family dirt, all of the family secrets. And he did just that. It's a whole lot. Hey, Ozzy Girl World's tech support. Thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. Didn't get a notification, but you're here. Hi, Mom, too. Thank you for being here. Yes, I am Mom, too. Amy PJ, thank you so much for joining memberships. Yes, Mandy is the skank that scratches her pussy and smells it. Literally, not once, not twice, but I believe 3 times. Mandy ATX was caught on camera literally scratching her puss and then smelling her fingers. There's so much more. There's so much more about it. She's really gross. Do you know to this day, okay, her and Sean got together in 2019, and to this day, 2025, they are married, and she is still obsessed with uh Trisha. Yes, hashtag Curly Strong. So yeah, Sean's brother Ryan comes to me and I end up having quite a lengthy conversation with him. He tells me and Yaba, obviously, all of Mandy's business, that the family cannot stand her, so on and so forth. And hold on, because I thought I had it queued up, and what the hell? I guess I don't. Lord have mercy. There's a video. It's not a long one. We're gonna watch it. Um, and the reason why, really, truly, I'm even bringing Mandy ATX, also known as Stink Box, into this, is because uh, old Dirt Neck over there, especially in the last couple of days, Neck has started uh peddling ATX's lies that she has been literally cooking up in her stink box, snatching out her stink box, and then spoon feeding to every motherfucker who's ever had a problem with me. And those dumb fucks just lapped that shit up. And now, old Dirt Neck over there is slapping up screenshots that she clearly got, maybe not directly from Stinkbox Mandy ATX, but through the grapevine. So she's out there peddling stink boxes, lies about me, if you can believe that shit. Where are you? I just saw you. Oh, Lunar Phoenix, thank you so much for being here. Lunar Phoenix says the family figured out quick that she's the worst wife. She's Sean's third wife. Thank you for that. Fauntleroy, thank you so much for the super chat. I once shared a park bench with the stank box Mandy, and I got that toxic shack syndrome from it. Fauntleroy, thank you for the super chat. You're so funny. Listen, this is not gonna be a long one tonight. I'm going down, you guys. Can you effing believe it? My poor wife. My poor wife. She married an elderly. What can I say? We after the stream this morning, she and I went and we, did some errands and we had some time together and we came home. What did we do? We did something. I don't know. Anyway, but I was like, can we lay down for a minute? I want to take a nap. I was just feeling like beat down. So we did. We lay down and we took a nap. And when I woke up, my throat hurts so bad. And I just feel like I'm coming down with something. Can y'all believe this shit? Lord have mercy. Wicked Crafter, thank you so much for being a member for 20 months. As long as you're good, Sham, we're ready to be snotty. Thank you, Wicked Crafters. Spiteful Peaky Jean, thank you for being a member for 32 months. I hope you feel better, Sam. I'm going to send you something for next week. Oh, really? Are you? Thank you. Thank you, Spiteful Peaky Jean. And thank you for being a member for 32 months. That's right, guys. If you're following along, again, this is not Girl World proper, but if you're following along with the Hussey and Sniff versus AK lawsuit, that trial begins next Tuesday in Maryland. And I received my PTO approval this week, so I will be present in person in Maryland next week, and I will be testifying on AK's side in trial. So now, what that means also is because I'm a witness, I will not be allowed to observe the trial. So don't expect any thank you. You are so freaking cute. I love you. Take your dog with you, please. He's gonna snort at the door. So yeah, I will not be able to observe the trial. I will only be allowed in the courtroom when I'm testifying. So yeah, I don't know. But hashtag justice for AK for sure, for sure. Spiteful Pinky Jean, thank you again for being a member for 32 months. Jenny, thank you for joining memberships. I appreciate you, girl. Welcome, new member. Forever Basic Betty, you shall be. Busted Can of Biscuits, thank you for gifting one Samantha Jean membership. Kristen, congratulations. Welcome. Lisa, hoping someone else will go and take copious notes. I hope so too, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so I'm really looking forward to that. Hey Teddy Pig, that's right. Justice for AK. Hey Jeff's Couch Pineapple. Okay, so listen, real quick. Like I said, this is the freak. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to Mandy ATX now. This is the freak who, old dirt neck over there, is taking all her bullshit and slapping that shit on Twitter like it's some kind of fact. So I'm just going to introduce you guys to Mandy ATX. There's 2 videos. This one is only a minute 20 seconds. This is the trailer. This is all my wife's work, by the way. She put this together. Was this last year or the year before? I can't remember. I don't really remember when this was. Oh wait, it should tell me. Hold on. This was, what the hell? Hold on. Oh, no, not just chill. It was a year ago. Oh my God, it was July 2nd, 2024 is when the trailer came out. Ain't that crazy? Just about a year ago. Callie's Bathroom Studio, thank you so much for being a member for 19 months. Wear your humble shirt to court. I will be dressed appropriately for court. Thank you. I will be dressed in proper court attire as per. All right, guys, listen, this is such a masterpiece. I don't care. I'm so glad to play it for you all. Enjoy.
When it comes to Sam, I have absolutely no boundaries that I won't say with her.
Now, let me tell you, Sam, I believe one of the things I stand by is if you're going to say bad things about someone, you're going to say good things about somebody. So let me just say, she does have a cool dog.
That is so funny. Okay, so that was the trailer that Yaba made. That trailer being posted to my channel on July 2nd of last year is literally how Mandy and Sean found out that that Sean's brother had come to me, of all people, to tell all the family secrets and basically drag Mandy to hell and back. So that was the trailer. We let that sit. We let that percolate for a few days, and then hold on, I have to find it. I got too many tabs open. Oh no, I guess it was the next day. We dropped this. Listen, just enjoy, okay? Just enjoy. It doesn't matter if you don't necessarily know all the players. It's still good shit, right? So this is hold on. This was the first and original interview with the brother of a bitch I hate on the internet. So this is the original. And then after this, we'll get into Dirt Neck and her brother and everything he told me. Okay, on June 30th, I'm going to read this part in case people are just listening, not watching, because I know I do that a lot. Because it says on June 30th, 2024, this comment was left under my live stream. Look, it says, "Hi, I'm his brother." And I said, "Whose brother?" He says, "Sean's." I about died. And sure enough, I go to my Facebook, and who's in my Facebook but Ryan Curley, Sean's brother. He says, "I'd like to talk with you. I love my brother very much, but he's not been himself." some other family members agree. This is probably the greatest moment of my life to date, for real. Says some other family members agree. Mandy, on the other hand, I try to play nice, but she and Sean had a mentally unstable moment and it caused some problems in our family. Mandy is selfish, childish, manipulative, dishonest, and always on something when I see her. So if you have any questions about her, please ask. I know you will show this on your YouTube page, although I wish you wouldn't. See right there, he says, I know you will, although I wish you wouldn't, but he knew I would, and I did. I wish you wouldn't. I'm taking a big risk here. I no longer feel safe around her. Hopefully this message finds you well. And by the way, I'm the youngest brother. It's like great. Catherine, thank you so much for gifting one Samantha Jean membership. Nick, if you got welcome. Oh, look at that. Incoming call from Ryan Curley, 8:10 p.m., 1 hour, 52 minutes.
Forehead gone. Oh my God, what a dumb bitch. But I can't lean over the table and go say, bitch, shut the fuck up. I can't do that. But she's that dumb. I think Sean's locked into his little fan club. But as far as what happens in the greater world, I don't think that he's tuned in. You know better. You know better, you do better. My brothers just don't feel that way. Sean sticks with his tried and true. He doesn't like the change of stuff, and that's how she's worse. She says some of the dumbest shit that I've ever heard an adult say. So as you're aware, there's a war in the Middle East in which, you know what's going on here, even is.
Right.
Well, apparently they have a friend, and by friend, when they say friend, that immediately equates to someone they speak to on the internet. Because they don't have friends around here, they don't. At least. And they said, and she was telling us,
about that.
yeah, those Israelis, they don't take in shit. They're just gonna fight, and they're gonna do their part and kill. And I was like, she was getting really obnoxious. And I just thought that I stopped. I looked at my other sister-in-law and said, yeah, they're really good at killing brown people. But I said it also only where she could hear me, not Mandy. But here we are at this really classy joint, enjoying a combo birthday of my other brother and my father. Wonderful time, having a good time. And here we are, and there's this woman all jacked up on who knows what, sitting over there talking about the war in Israel like it's a fucking Chuck Norris movie. And I'm just like, oh my God. My brother doesn't like the fact that when his wife talks, I get this look on my face like, what the fuck am I about to hear next? You never know. You never know. You never know. Now, let me tell you, Sam, I believe one of the things I stand by is if you're going to say bad things about someone, you're going to say good things about somebody. So let me just say, she does have a cool dog. She's crafty, too. You want to know what she did? And I can't blame her for this, but she's the type of person that would think of this, not me. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
She drove all the way to the airport. She went to Austin, I guess, some months ago to visit families, but Sean didn't go. So she drove to the airport. And have you ever been to the Atlanta airport? It sucks. It's the busiest in the world. It's just fucked up. And she didn't take public transportation because, heaven forbid, she take public transportation. There's too many. I'm speaking from her perspective. There's too many black people on there for her to ride it. She's racist. So here's the thing. When she's at the dinner table, she's so dumb, she doesn't realize that the thing she's saying is racist. Those people. She's also extremely xenophobic. She fucking hates immigrants. Hates them. She and I got into it about Texas one time. I was like, I told her, the star on the Texas flag is just a Google review. Not the Lone Star. And she's like, no, it's the best. I'm like, well, then why are you not there? Yeah, she's a closet. So she's a closet about it. She's certainly a homophobe. Except for the music and the sports that I mentioned earlier and the things I know about my brother, I don't really have anything in common with them, okay? I'm not like a bleeding heart liberal. Like, I'm not going to go Antifa up your meeting. I don't believe in killing Israelis because I'm not a Palestinian pro like that. I'm a progressive, and I believe that this is like normal shit. Like, people don't immigrate to this country just to come blow it up. They come here because their fucking life sucks, and they have the same universal right that anyone does to live the best life they want to. And if that means coming to this country, they're not an illegal alien, they're a refugee. But when I call them refugees, fucking blows her mind.
Really?
That's a woke word. So she tries to stay busy. I think that's the whole, like, she's geeked up all the time. But I know that after we got back from our family reunion, she quit her job and hasn't worked since. And that's 2 years now. In fact, that's 2 years this week that we were at family reunion. And she quit her job. So what I understand was a good gig, but I believe her services were no longer needed, and I don't know why she quit the job. So Sean was working a lot of hours up until about a month, 2 months ago, maybe. And I have a good beat on Sean's work because the mail lady that comes to my work worked with Sean, obviously. It's a small town. There's one post office. And so and I was like, yeah. So she never said anything to me about any other reason than Sean's just leaving because he wants to. So he left. And that's 2 months ago. So now I would imagine they spend all day together. I see them in person every day, man, and they look like people who use stimulants. I eat a little kratom every now and then. So Mandy probably hangs out with Sean. I don't know. I really feel it's a good question. I know they visit my folks a lot, but so it's kind of a double-edged sword. Even though I know that, like, she might have this agenda, I just know that my mom and dad like having Sean around. She's getting scripts filled. So whatever she's taking, Sean told me that the amount that they take. So they are so dependent on that chemical. So
Thank you so much, Spiteful Pinky Jean.
I guess what I'll say is this. It is, in my opinion, that while she may not be addicted to quite all the same pills that she was addicted to before, she's still hooked on something.
Alex, I'm so glad you're here and in the chat because I'm going to be showing the screenshots I'm going to be showing on Twitter the bullshit that FFG is posting on Twitter and saying that it's real, and you can testify firsthand where the fuck she got that shit from.
Pharmaceutical and a lot of kratom. There's no way that's just kratom. Just grind your fucking teeth. Grinding her. Like, we do this, like, but we do the silly prayer circle where before we have family things, we gather around and grab hands and we pray and blah, 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 and I ignore it. And I look around the room and she'll have this look on her face like Cheshire cat grinding her teeth. Cannot fucking help it. It's so funny. Okay, do you believe by now that I am Ryan David Curley's second brother, Sean Curley? Well, you know what? You had to have seen me messaging you at the same time. I double got you on purpose. I almost let it slip one time. So I know he watches your shit, and I know that. So yes, this is how that played out. The response was,
oh, what a time. I'll truth, it was fun.
Oh, that's just how it
He's talking about Mandy ATX. This is ATX's brother-in-law.
Works in that scene. Like, they tried to normalize the fact.
Yep, I knew it.
It's like it's all come full circle, Mandy ATX has been a fucking thorn in my asshole since 2016. Now here we are, 2025, almost 10 years later. Her and FFG apparently are buddying up. FFG slapping down her bullshit ass receipts, and now look what that got her. Now not only is Mandy ATX's brother coming to me telling me all the dirt on ATX, but now FFG's brother's doing the same thing. Love it so much.
that a stranger, and I'm just describing you this because this is what it is, that a stranger was reaching out to my mom and dad. And I said to my mom and dad, I asked her, because she came to me about it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You want to know if I knew anything about it. And I'm like, look, I don't, but who is it? And I was going to reach out to you and be like, hey, I dig what you're into, just like leave my folks out of it,
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized I don't want to involve myself in this at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. One of the reasons I called, I guess you probably might have overheard, I'm not defending my brother, of course, but Mandy, I don't agree with him right now, but Mandy literally makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up and my shit shrivel up. Look, you dumb bitch. I love my brothers. You're the one I stay away from. So if I'm not around, it's because of you. But I don't think
Arts and crafts. I'm a little confused. I'm not really sure when and where Girl World drama has ever been the content over here on my channel. So that's weird that you're over on my channel crying about you want Girl World drama. I don't do Girl World over here. I pretty much only do creator drama. Nice to meet you.
say that because as much as I dislike her, I have a great deal of respect for my mother and my father.
And Wasta Crime, thank you so much for being a member for 9 months. Replay gang. All right, girl.
She is a bully. In order to achieve point A from point B, she will manipulate or force her way. Yeah, but from what I understand, her daughter doesn't speak to her. You're back on your child support, and you're not even with the woman anymore that you were with after. I mean, he's on to 2 other women. That's like, I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but owing child support that deep after you have, oh my God. That's
Okay.
the second.
Real quick, just the child support he's talking about when when Sean left Trisha, that was his second wife. He was married to Jessica before, and all these years later, he owed something like $20-something thousand in back child support. So when Mandy left her husband for Sean, she got a really big payout in the divorce because Mandy's first husband was fucking loaded. He was successful, unlike Sean. Anyway, about it, Mandy paid off all of Sean's back child support with her ex-husband's money.
Second time that bullshit's come up, and every time it doesn't get very far because everyone in the house says the same thing. Like, I think my dad might have spit his wine out one time.
It's disturbing Amanda scene. I love this shit so fucking much.
When it comes to Sam, I have absolutely no boundaries that I won't say with her.
Now, let me tell you, Sam, I believe one of the things I stand by is if you're going to say bad things about someone, you're going to say good things about somebody. So let me just say, she does have a cool dog.
That was so funny. Okay. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to stop sharing. I was just going to bop over here. Let me bring that back up. All right. Let's see. We're going to go over to Twitter. I just thought it was, I was shocked actually, that everything came together so nicely the way it did. The reason why I introduced you all just now to Mandy ATX is because Franche over there on the Twitter is literally posting this bullshit that Mandy made years ago. Literally years ago. Mandy has been peddling this bullshit and lies that she's made up about me, including literally doctored screenshots. And here Frenchie is, she's been posting them. Look what she says: admitting your kid's a drug dealer and that you're a drug addict. Nobody made shit up. This is all you, degenerate. And this is a screenshot. Yes, Alex Glitter posted it back in April of 2023. That was back when she was talking to Mandy ATX. It says, my son was caught dealing drugs. My ex taught him how. I'm setting up a GoFundMe for his legal fees. Any amount would be greatly appreciated. He's a good kid. As many of you know, I have an opioid addiction. And honestly, that right there, opioid addiction. This right here, I mean, that's a dead ass giveaway that it's Mandy ATX who wrote this. But anyway, about it. None of my kids were ever caught dealing drugs. admitting your kid's a dealer. No, I never admitted my kid was a fucking drug dealer. None of my kids have ever been arrested for dealing drugs. So why would I be on the internet saying my son was caught dealing drugs or that my ex taught him how? Guess what? My ex-husband, he was never a drug dealer either, nor was he ever arrested or charged with dealing drugs. So why would I be on here talking about my son was caught dealing drugs? None of my kids have ever been arrested for or accused of dealing drugs. Give me a fucking break. And that I'm a drug addict, I've never said that I had an opiate addiction. Never. Not once. Anyway, so there she is posting that shit. And then this shit right here. And by the way, you're not going to convince me that GW Gossiper is not fucking Frenchie herself. She says, these are your words, greaseball. Don't get mad at me for repeating your own degenerate stories, you revolting hag. And it's some screenshot. Look, my kids are adults and they supply me, not the other way around. And I don't borrow money for rolling papers. I borrowed $1 from Taryn for a Rella because the hood store don't take debit. This one actually is true. Or it is real. And my adult children, what they supplied me with was marijuana, fucking weed. So fucking what? We're talking about adult children making sure that their mom had weed. Big fucking deal. What is really? So this makes my kids drug dealers and this makes me a drug addict. And what is it? Speaking of racist, hood store sounds pretty racist to me. What the fuck are you talking about? How is that racist? Exactly. For one, you don't know what you're talking about. I'll have you know, I lived right smack in the middle of the fucking hood back then. And yeah, the little gas station in the hood didn't take debit. What am I supposed to say? Yeah, exactly. FFG smokes out every stream. I don't get it. It's a stretch for sure. Look, here's Texas T. None of my kids have ever been charged or arrested. ... Doesn't deny they sold them. I mean, I guess if you want to pick that apart, fine. The point is, where are you guys coming up with my kids are fucking drug dealers? Right, CC Love? Exactly. So anyway, that's why I was introducing you guys to Mandy ATX because this is all Mandy ATX. That's what this is. All this shit comes from Mandy ATX. I love the fact that old Dartneck is so bothered by the fact that her brother has come to the internet not once, not twice, but I think this is the third time her brother has come to the internet to air her ass out, and I am here for it. This is Alex Glitter shits. Oh, sorry. Habit. This is Alex Glitter's response. She says, guess who gave me the screenshot? ATX. It's fake. Just as many as the other screenshots Amanda Stinkbox sent me. When was that? 2023? I mean, that is how long that weirdo freak has been on my ass on the internet. Mandy, I'm talking about since 2016. It's so weird. All right. Let's get to Chris then. Shall we? Spiteful Lynn. I think that is her dad. I think her dad is on Twitter and also on YouTube in my YouTube comment section. Thank you very much. Living a Spoony Life says FFG was arrested for drug dealing in 2002. Was she? How do you know that? I sure would like to, I don't know, see the record of that. Queenly says, everyone say hello to FFG. We know you're watching Gunther Jr. Lisa says, Mandy used to send Claire fake info too. Even claimed Sam and Yaba had broken up one time. She sure did. That fucking freak. I'm telling you. Listen, I used to do a lot of videos on Mandy and Sean. They were always a good time. That's truly where my passion lies. But after Sean's brother Ryan came to me and we did those videos last year, oh my God, Mandy and Sean came to the internet and claimed that Ryan had a mental breakdown and that he was involuntarily committed to a mental institution, that the family had this intervention and that he was in a psychiatric facility. So I launched a shirt that said something like, I survived the Curly family intervention of 2024. And on the back, it said hashtag Curly Strong, because Mandy made a community tab post that said hashtag Curly Strong. I digress. They locked his ass up. Well, I'll have you know. So that all occurred in July of last year. Yes, spiteful Peaky Jean. They also claimed it was AI and not actually Ryan at first. Like, they didn't know what direction they wanted to go with it. But I will have you know, this occurred in July of last year, right? Her brother coming to me and me putting that video out. By October, Mandy and Sean had packed up their modular house in Georgia and moved back to Texas because Sean's family told Sean to take his crazed third wife and get the fuck out of their face. So that was funny. That's why they're back in Texas. Crazy Cat Lady, thank you for being a member for 24 months. How you take TLC of Yaba and tear up the love how you take TLC of Yaba and tear up the grifters. That's right, Crazy Cat Lady. Oh, by the way, Crazy Cat Lady, I saw your comment on Monday night that there was somebody in, was it Dirt Next chat, also called Crazy Cat Lady, and you wanted to make sure everyone knew that wasn't you. I saw that comment. Thank you. Is Mandy happy? Absolutely not. That bitch is psycho. Okay, hold on. Wait, let me see if I'm sharing the right tab. I am. Okay. Oh my God, you guys can't see that. Let me make it bigger. Hold on. Oh, Addicted to Cold Brew. Thank you so much for the super chat, hun. She's gonna say that her and her brother conspired together and made up everything he's saying to try to play it off like it's not the truth. No, I don't think she's gonna do that. I don't think she's gonna say shit. I think she's gonna continue to ignore it and not speak on it and hope that it goes away. Well, I'm here to tell you, Dirt Neck, it ain't going away. Is that better? Can we see this better? Let me see. I think so. All right. So, I don't know if I can do it like that. That's weird. If smoking pot makes you drug addict, someone needs to inform my doctor and therapist because I've enjoyed THC for 20 years and they both signed off on it. Atta girl, Mrs. ADHD. I mean, especially coming from somebody like Frenchie who claims to, smoke weed herself. How are you going to sit there and knock on me because I fucking smoke weed and so do my adult kids? Big deal. All right. So listen, I'm going to be over on Hater Tater's Twitter because that's where the majority of this stuff from from FFG's brother Chris has been archived and documented. So that'll be fun. Hippie Easter, thank you so much for being a member for 16 months. Forever Basic Betty, love you. Where are they at in Texas? Don't want. Oh, they're back in Austin over by her parents. Oh my God, you guys, listen. You want to talk Hippie? So thank you for asking. Listen, Mandy and Sean disappeared for a couple months. They pop up again for the first time on camera. They have disclosed they moved back to Texas, but that's all they said. Well, then in the very first live stream from Texas, they're talking about how one of their cats got out. And Mandy goes and she gets this missing poster that she made for the cat, and she like folds it this weird way to try to like make sure their address doesn't show. And she holds it up to the camera. And she's holding it up, and then as she takes it away from the camera, she literally unfolds it, and for a split second, well, you know the rest. Long story short, it was great. Anyway, whatever. All right, so listen. So Chris Feldman first started popping up, I believe, on Reddit. Was it not on Reddit where this Chris Feldman first started showing up and talking shit on FFG and telling all of her business? And there was some question about whether or not that that really was her brother. So Hater Tater back in February, in response to Joe Lee on Twitter saying, how do we know that's her actual brother? Hater Tater put this little video together. So we're going to watch that now. It's 1 minute, 41 seconds. We're going to pause it though, because she also includes, oh great. I'm so glad that worked like that. She includes screenshots from the original Reddit post and stuff like that. So that's great. Dumb, thank you so much for the super chat. Will she see my super chat if she blocked me because of my last super chat about her brother? Dumb, if she blocked you, thank you for the super chat, first of all. If she just blocked you from her chat, she will see this super chat. Yes, she'll still see it. But if she actually like blocked you on Google, like her personal Google account blocking you, then she won't I highly doubt she did that. So there's a good chance that, yes, dumb, she will see whatever super chat I slap on the board over here. Thank you for asking, and thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, girl. Okay. Just Couch Pineapple. Hater Tater is a motherfucker. I will say that much about Hater Tater. Hater Tater has been on my ass before. I will tell you that one of the last people you want on your ass is a Hater Tater. You know who the other motherfucker is you don't want on your ass besides me and Yaba, of course? Fucking Alex. Oh, in her chat. If she blocked you in her chat, no, she can't see you. If she blocked you in her chat. All right, here we go. Let's watch Hater Tater's video proving that Chris Feldman, who popped up on Reddit and Twitter, is actually FFG's brother. Is the Chris Feldman who posted on Twitter in July of 2023 actually FFG's brother? Oh my God, that was 2023, 2 years ago. So for 2 years now, FFG's brother Chris has been willingly and of his own accord coming over to YouTube, Twitter, and Reddit to talk shit on his sister and tell the truth and to rip the mask away and expose her for the degenerate piece of shit and worthless, no good daughter and sister she is. It's fucking great. Let's have a look. Let's. Hater Tater, let's. That's true, AK. Hater Tater is willing to lie on you to avoid being dogpiled. I will agree with that. But in this particular case, they did good work on this video, so I'm going to give it to him. Oh, wait, Hater Tater used to be friends with Peanut? Shut up. Is that true? Lisa Simpson says Gigi also claims he was contacted by Chris, but he thought it was a troll, so he ignored him. I highly doubt that. Why? Well, no, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, June 17, 2023, he tweeted the following to French Fried Girl. Here we go. June 17th, 2023, at French Fried G. Stop stalking people online and go help your mother who is very ill. In case you did not know, Chris and FFG's mom, I believe she passed away in September of that year. So let's see. Let me go to his profile. Yep. She ended up passing away in September, and these messages are in June. So June to July, July to August, August to September. This is 3 months before Chris and FFG's mother passed away. He comes to Twitter and says, stop stalking people online. Go help your mother who is very ill. She was definitely near the end. And then also says, it would be a good day to go help your mom out with her cancer treatment, you sociopath. Look at him coming right out with words like sociopath. And he is saying those directly to her on her public Twitter. What is FFG's real name? It is Anne Marie Feldman. And this is her brother, Chris Feldman. FFG's name is Anne Marie. I am kind of curious about where the last name Feldman came from, but that's a question for another day. Sase Mama, thank you so much for being a member for 10 months. Wow, you played your own mom like that, FFG. Shameful. Shameful indeed. Thank you so much for being a member, Sase Mama. Shortly after this, he replied to a tweet of mine, of Hater Taters, where I stated that FFG brought him into girl world and doing so could lead to his docs. I did not believe that this was FFG's brother, but that it was a troll hoping to spread his docs by having me reply. I didn't. Hater Tater is so dramatic. I love it. Then Kiwi Farms recently made this connection to his Twitter account and his Reddit account. On May 12th, 2024, he posted this tweet. Okay, so last year he posted this tweet in response to an incident involving a homeless man in Montreal. So this is the post about a homeless man. This is Chris Feldman's reply on May 12th. Says, he must have been extremely violent and threat. It was very clear by how you were laughing while throwing water on this violent, dangerous man. Most backhanded apology I've ever seen. So Definitely Chris Feldman from Montreal. Within hours, someone using FFG's brother's name also posted about it on their Reddit account, even referencing the Twitter post. Me too, Lisa. All right, there's Chris Feld, 1987. And you can see the date that this was posted was Sunday, May 12th, 2024. Chris Feld, 1987, says it amazes me how ignorant society is towards mental health / drug abuse and how stigmatized it still is in 2024. We dehumanize people and they are just the homeless and lack so much empathy because we don't understand. Still in the dark ages when it comes to mental health. This man could be anyone here commenting in a few months if they were hit with a flare-up of mental illness. Shake my damn head. According to a Twitter post from the same guy who threw the water on him, which he only mentioned during his apology. So this guy, this Chris Feldman 1987 account is referencing the same Twitter post that we just saw from this same Twitter account that continues to engage present day right here on Twitter about his sister. Right? Are we following? Great. Right, Fauntleroy? I like how he used an actual photo of himself for his Reddit icon. He uses the same photo on Twitter and Facebook, though, so there's that. Feldman must have been her mother's last name. It must right now. It's probably when they were born. I wasn't her last name when she died, though. I don't think. Hater Tater goes on to say, why do I believe this is the same Chris Feldman as on Twitter? By other Reddit posts of his that speak of and fit the timeline of FFG's mother's illness and her passing. So this Chris Feldman account is also posting on Reddit about his mom who has cancer, and it all fits the same timeline as when FFG's mom had cancer. Watch. Ow, hurt my arm. Kembelina says my brother doesn't hate me this much. My wife brought me some Theraflu. It is the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life. It's so hard. Okay, so here is the long ass Twitter post, May 28th, 2024. It says it was posted 1 month ago. So that would have been what? April 2024. It says, brother, I couldn't possibly relate more to your post. I, 37 male, was diagnosed 3 years ago. I've been single for almost 4 years and I burned every bridge with every friend, including my partner of 10 years. I've been rushed to the hospital twice in the past few years for attempts. And when things couldn't possibly get any worse, my mother got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and passed 8 months ago. And we know that she passed away September of 2023. Believe me, I know exactly how you feel. Even though we are approaching 40, we aren't dead yet. Of course, it would have been nicer to know what we know now a long time ago, but we've been dealt a bad hand since birth. We're strong, even if we don't feel that way all the time. Nothing will happen if nothing happens. When you get a break and you're having a better day, do something, anything, baby steps. No money for therapy at the moment? Sure. Make a call if there's a cheaper option for anything. Order a DBT workbook online. Just do something, anything. You're about to climb Mount Everest, my boy. Keep your vision straight. Don't look at the mountain. Look at the steps in front of you. Keep stepping every freaking day, and you possibly can and will fall, and things will fall into place. He sounds like such an inspirational guy, doesn't he? So supportive of other people. Hey, hippie peas. Here is another post by Chris Feld, 1987. Pain medication / pain management. This was August 15th, 2023. So this was just a month before their mom died. She says, hello, my mom, 74 years old, was diagnosed almost 4 months ago and is now stage 4 with new tumors in her liver and adrenal gland. Oh my gosh. So her mom, died within 5 months of being diagnosed? That's tragic. And where was Dirt Neck during those 5 months? So she passed away in September of 2023. So she was diagnosed in April 2023. It was fast. We've been moving up quite a bit on pain meds, which is to be expected. I'm her primary caregiver, says FFG's brother. I'm her primary caregiver, and I know everyone and every case is different, but I wanted to get an idea of what amount of pain meds people are taking daily. What dose are you taking on a daily basis? Let me know. Thanks. So right here, we see that Chris says that he was his mother's primary caregiver. Dirtneck lived in the same building as their dying mother. And not only was she not their mother's primary caregiver, but her brother had to come on Twitter and tell her to do something and go take care of their dying mother, help out with their dying mother. Is it a coincidence that these two accounts, both using FFG's brother's names, would comment on the same post about a homeless man within hours, and that one would reference the other, and that the Reddit account user also has a mother who is the same age who passed of the same cancer at the same time? No, that is not coincidence. That is proof positive that it is really Dirtneck's brother who's coming to the internet and airing her the fuck out. Big titty pretty bitch. Thank you for being a member for 16 months. Interesting. I'm so sure FFG said breast cancer. Really? Your message won't show up on the board for me to pin it up there. I don't know why. That's weird. Thank you so much though. For being a member for 16 months. Sassy Mama, did I thank you for your membership? I think I did. Okay. Yeah, no, not a coincidence. All right. I'm convinced. Are you? Anita says FFG said she talked with her mother every morning on the phone the months before she passed away, talking about some reality show. Okay. Everyone else says they remember pancreatic. All right. Thank you for cleaning that up. So why is he asking strangers about his mother's pain meds, particularly given that he later took her pain meds? Said who? New Zealand Institute of Technology. Who says that later he took his mom's pain meds? Where did you hear that? Who'd you hear that from? Sounds like NZ Institute of Technology has some inside information. I would love to hear more on that.
Shout out to Hater Tater. Woo!
That was funny. Shout out to Hater Tater. All right. Shell Vicious, thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. Forever Basic Betty, you shall be. I love getting all this lore on Dirtneck. Same. Goodbye, Kyle. I never heard that either. Oh, NC Institute of Technology says it's okay. Samantha dipped out on her mom when she was dying from lung cancer. I don't know what you're talking about. My mother's alive. Anyway, let's see. Where were we? Let me stop sharing so I can find my place again. I have so many tabs open. Let me get to the right one. Okay, here we go. Chris Feldman. Harlow Jean, don't start your shit. Share screen, share screen. All right, so here is Chris Feldman's Twitter. This is most definitely FFG's brother. Oh my God, look at that. Who to follow? Joss Fronto. That girl was big in there with the ATX, the stink box and pawn shop bullshit. That's so funny. Big Beck Pondu, thank you so much for being a member for 1 month. It's okay. Better late than never. Thank you so much for your membership. So Shell Vicious, you as well. Thank you. Okay. That just cracks me up that who to follow, Joss. No, thank you. Okay, so look, Chris Feldman's Twitter. Look at that. There's nothing like on the posts. You gotta go to the replies. All right. So as you can see, Chris Feldman was active again just last week, the beginning of July. He starts coming around again. Prior to that, he came around again in February. Hey, Scar, good to see you. He came around in February. And you see he goes back and forth with some of FFG's supporters. Like, for example, I don't know what Chris knows about Lori, but Chris has some very strong words that he shared with us last time I was live when he was talking to me on Facebook Messenger while I was live. He had some very strong words about Lori. And I think he knows more about Lori than any of us can even imagine. All right. Oh my God. Carrie So Very says, I get green from my oldest. No biggie. I used to be a Paula supporter. I can't believe you're a Paula supporter, Carrie So Very. That is a wild. That bitch is crazy too. And no, she's not. As far as I know, Paula has not knocked anything off at all. Pat Ray says we know Lori docks children, right? Red flags on red flags. Exactly. So this is Hater Tater on July 2nd saying a suggestion for that's Lori, right? You have this Micah chick's phone number. Why don't you and FFG call her up? Talk to her. Listen to her voice. Record it. I've been on panel. See if hers is the same voice as mine. Come on. Put on your FFG big girl doxing panties and call her. That's right. Because FFG, I think it was the day after my last live stream when her brother was literally live taking questions from my chat and answering them. The very next day, FFG goes on Twitter and starts claiming that the farms doxed Hater Tater. Anyway, here's what Chris had to say. Chris is talking about Lori in this tweet right here. He says, you would think that someone with psychic abilities who can speak to dead people would know whether this is you or not, as opposed to reaching this hard out of desperation. Little dumbass. I love it. Okay. These are actually some older tweets from Chris talking about FFG. And the reason why I know a lot of you have seen these and heard these, but a lot of you have not. So it's important that everybody knows everything that FFG's brother has come to the internet to say about her. So let's begin. Up here at the top, he says, I haven't looked over this feed much, but I can assure you that you understand very well. 90% of the tweets I've seen are spot on. And he's talking about FFG, and he's talking about all the things that people say about FFG. Here he's talking about FFG and BBJ. He says the joy that was expressed in getting that cat is not only for the monetary game, it's tinkering on something a little deeper and darker, getting close to the person through her pet, the trophy, like you said. This is FFG's brother on Twitter talking about the BBJ that whole situation. He says the joy that was expressed in getting that cat is not only for the monetary game, it's tinkering on something a little deeper and darker, getting close to the person through her pet, the trophy, like you said. This is FFG's fucking brother. Flu Shumu, yes. The Meet Me at Waffle House Paula. Yes, that's the Paula we're talking about, which, by the way, I think that shirt's still available in my merch store. I have the original Meet Me at Waffle House Paula shirt, and I still wear it in public. Okay, anyway, Chris Feldman goes on to say, I can assure you the FFG that you see online is the exact same FFG in real life. It becomes extremely odd when a bunch of strangers across the internet are saying things that hit you in your core when you're her sibling. He goes on to say, precisely, I'm really not too concerned about being doxxed, to be honest. I'm more concerned about the legal implications surrounding BBJ. I'm not down for any fuck shit. I was actually being used as a pawn and then thrown under the bus. He's talking about when she stole BBJ from Chantal. And the very same day that her and she got Chris, her brother, to go knock on the door and actually be the one to get BBJ from Chantal and Pete's. And he told me, Chris Feldman told me himself personally, that the only reason why he was the one to go get the cat is because his sister, FFG, has no friends in real life. No friends to speak of. Nobody who fucks with her in real life for her to call to do that. And then as soon as she gets back to the house and she fires up the live stream that day to come live and tell everybody on the internet that she done stole BBJ, she immediately throws her brother under the bus and tells the internet that it was her brother who went to the door and got the cat. And to this day, you guys, that was in February of 2023 that happened. February 23rd, 2023, to be exact, if I recall correctly. To this day, her brother, Chris, is still so livid and so upset that she told the internet that it was him. He was like, for no fucking reason. She came back to the internet and told everybody that I was involved for no fucking reason. He's still very upset that she did that, and for good reason. Spiteful Toots, thank you so much for being a member for 14 months. Sam, hey, gorgeous, started late and watching at normal speed so I don't miss a single thing. Dirtneck and ATX becoming besties. Tracks. Army of one. Who? That's right, Spiteful Toots. Thank you so much for the swords. And thank you for being a member for 14 months. I appreciate you, girl. Okay, wait, where was I here? Let me see if I can make this bigger. I want you all. Oh, that's as big as it's going to go. That's fine. All right, so there he is talking about he was being used as a pawn and then thrown under the bus. That's what he's talking about. This loser fry turd on Twitter bringing up that stupid 911 call. FFG, tell your Sims they're making you look stupid as fuck. What are you talking about? Oh my God, that's way too big. Hold on. Let me bop her back. Okay. What do you mean a 911? I don't even know what you're talking about. What 911 call? Do you mean the 911? No, okay, Alex, we'll have to talk about that later. I'm not sure what 911 call you're talking about. Was it the one where Mandy ATX called 911 on Trisha? Is that the one we're talking about? We'll circle back around to that later. Okay. So back over here, let me make sure I didn't lose my tab. Nope, I didn't. All right. So down here, Chris Feldman goes on to say, not only does she not care at all for the cat, she's even verbally stated that she can't wait until it croaks. Anyone who wants to deny that, good luck. I'm the same person that was put in a position to get BBJ. And he ends up by saying, felt so dirty. Felt so dirty. Which, by the way, that reminds me, I want to show. Oh, please tell me I still have it. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to bop over here real quick. I showed this the other day, but I'm just going to show it again. So this is, look, same profile picture, Chris Feldman. This is his actual Facebook page. It says lives in Montreal. He's single. This post from March 13th of last year shows their mom, Carol Feldman. Oh, I guess her last name is Feldman when she died. Why did I think her last name was different? Whatever. So this is definitely his Facebook page. All right, there's that. I'm going to close that and that. I'll leave that there. Oh my God, did you guys see Quirky Love Rose is in the hospital? Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to share this tab next. So this is a screen recording of my DMs with Chris Feldman from the other night. So this is Chris's YouTube. This is Chris's Facebook. As you can see, same Facebook. I don't know why it's so blurry. I didn't want it to be blurry, but I wanted you to see the date, June 30th, 2025. We had been talking in Twitter DMs, and then he actually told me that we could talk on Facebook Messenger, that it was easier for him. And I said, well, it'd be easier for me too. Because because that way I would get notifications. So we moved the conversation over here. And this is just a real quick scroll. So oh, there it is. It clears up. Thank God. Okay, so look, right here, I say right there, I say, so my chat and I have a few questions, if that's okay. You don't have to answer anything if you don't want to. So I was literally live at the time when we were talking on Facebook Messenger. Cam Burbler, thank you so much for the super chat, hun. Late to the party, we'll rewind. Much love to everyone. And my favorite couple, Sam and Yaba. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, so these were questions. It's so crazy because these are questions that we came up with in chat while we were live, and then he started talking to me in private messages, and he was answering the questions. It was fucking great. So if you guys missed that stream, we'll go over them now. I said, so my chat and I have a few questions, if that's okay. You don't have to answer. Let me see if I can make this bigger. No, it won't let me make it any bigger. It's fine. 1, does your sister know karate? 2, what can you tell us about your Gary, Indiana Mafia family, if anything? 3, was your sister ever studying accounting or an accountant? He says 1, no clue. 2, there's nothing to tell because that doesn't exist. That is pure fantasy. And 3, was your sister ever studying accounting or an accountant? He says no. So she's a big, fat fucking liar. And her brother is here online coming to us. Not us searching him up, coming to us freely and willingly to basically prove his sister's big fat fucking liar. Hey, Dirt Neck, are you ever going to acknowledge the fact that you are a fucking liar and that your brother has aired you out to be a liar? Shut up. Okay, hold on. I just got a screenshot from somebody who says, I know lots about Lori. Lori pretends to be able to speak to FFG's mom who passed. That's what Chris was talking about in that tweet that we saw where he smacked Lori and said something about you would think somebody right here, this one. You would think that someone with psychic abilities who can speak to dead people would know whether this is you or not, as opposed to reaching this hard out of desperation. Little dumbass. I'm sure Chris Feldman probably does take offense at the fact that Lori's over there claiming to be able to speak to his dead mom. I would probably smack a bitch in their fucking mouth for some shit like that. Lori is a freak, but there she is, just right up FFG's ass, isn't she? Every fucking time you turn around, there's Lori. K Money 897, thank you so much for the super chat. A man who lies about being an accountant, at least lie about a sexier profession. and then K Money admits they are an accountant. Thank you so much for the super chat. That was a banger. Appreciate that. I had no idea. I had no idea that Lori claims to talk to dead people and that the dead people Lori claims to talk to is fucking FFG's mom. Just Jamie, you are also an accountant and also offended? Dude, this Theraflu's fucking nasty. Oh my God. I can't do it. Very good, says that is fucking psychotic and so morally bankrupt. I agree. Sase Mama is also an accountant. Man, we are surrounded by accountants in this community. That's interesting, huh? All right. Hold on a second. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing that screen real quick. I really truly read everything from these messages when I was live the other day. I'm happy to read them all again. I mean, yeah, I guess why not? Oh, wait, hold on. let me do this real quick. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but we got Dirt Neck over there once again on Twitter trying to say that that being called Dirt Neck is racist. Hold on. I gotta find the right one. Dang it, I lost my screen share. Sorry. Hold on. There we go. Look at this fucking freak. There she is. She says, interesting. Oh, yeah. She's trying to say that we have the diabetes and that we're the one with the dirt neck. She's interesting. I don't have the beatus. Greasy grandma and meth fucker hick do, though. Do not. I'll have you know, my wife was and is the healthiest fat you'll ever meet. Her labs are literal perfection. She had no comorbidities. No high blood pressure, no diabetes, not even borderline diabetes. None of that. Literally the healthiest fucking fat you'll ever meet. Matter of fact, the surgeon, after she had the weight loss surgery, the surgeon came up to her room to talk to her and told her she had the skinniest liver he had ever seen. Yeah. And I don't have the diabetes either. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I mean, I might have danced real close to it, but didn't have it. Anyway, another bit of projection. LOL. I guess they're the actual dirt necks, them and Amberlynn. No, girl, you are. Because you are not going to convince me that your ass doesn't have diabetes, Frenchie. But look, here's the little friend. Here's her little friends underneath there. Is it underneath there? 8. Oh, I don't want to reply to it. Oh, here it is. Here's maybe. When I first heard them call you that, I had to look it up. I never heard that before. This was months ago. Is it just me, or does this term sound racist since it's connected to Black heritage? It could be me, so I never said anything. Here's Sophie from France. It's racist as well. Lori girl, it's not you. Honey West of all fucking people. Honey West used to come in here. Oh, maybe is Lori. Okay, well, there's Lori. There's another Lori. And then there's Honey West. Well, I'll have you know that I did the actual fucking research, all right? And here's the official definition of dirt neck, okay? Official as per M.Dizzle 420 on May 24th, 2010. What is a dirt neck? A dirt neck is a filthy person who has done you wrong or who needs to wash their neck. Here it is used in a sentence. You really need to wash up, boy. You don't want to end up like dirt neck like your uncle, do you? That's so fucking funny. Anyway, I just want to clear that up. I don't want to hear about it. All right, hold on. Let me take my screen share off. Okay, so listen. So these Facebook messages between Dirt Neck's brother Chris and myself on June 30th? That was the last time I talked to him. When we were doing the live Q&A, and he was actually listening to my stream. So like at first I was typing the questions in there, and then he asked for a link to the stream so he could listen. So he was just like, we were talking to him, and then he was responding to me in the Facebook DMs, these DMs right here. Hold on, let me pull them back up. Frenchie, do you want to see the DMs between me and your brother from last week where he was telling everybody you're a big fat fucking liar? Here they are. 4, has your sister ever actually dated a lumberjack? He says no, unless it was a secret I don't know about. Like I said, I'm really distant from my sister and have been since I was 18 years old. The next question we asked was, did you set up her computer and does it have a webcam? Because people in the chat were saying that she had, when she first got a new computer, and it was a laptop, that she was claiming that the thing sat in the box for months waiting for her brother to set it up. So we asked him, did you set up her computer and did it have a webcam? And his answer was, I didn't set up her computer and I have no clue whether it has a webcam or not. I would imagine it does, like most laptops, but I have no clue. Literally, damn near every single thing that we asked him about that his sister has claimed publicly on YouTube, he has literally called her a liar on all of it. Literally all of it. Has your sister ever actually dated a lumberjack? He fucking said no. Flat out. Rachel Hay says, I have heard her say it has a camera, then it doesn't. Okay. Next question was number 6. When was the last time you saw your sister in person and what is her approximate weight? Now, if you recall, I did not necessarily want to answer that question because I had a feeling that he was, too nice of a guy to speak on his sister's weight. And that's exactly what his response ended up being. Um, Yaba says, what did she do to shut him up this time? That's an excellent question. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just message him real quick and see if he won't answer. He probably won't. If I had to guess, I would say that she probably gave him money. That would be my best guess. Linda Catone, thank you so much for the super chat. Wow, she's hot mad. Truth hurts, huh, FFG? It sure does. Especially when it's coming from your own brother airing your ass out. My kids might be a lot of things. Dirt neck. They might have criminal records. I don't know. They might smoke the weed, which I don't see why that's a big problem because they're all adults. My kids might be a lot of things, FFG. But one thing you'll never catch my kids doing is betraying one another, betraying their siblings and airing their asses out on social media and calling them a liar and a psycho and all that. Ooh, Rachel Hay says she claimed to go to Concordia College. Really? Okay, hold on. Wait, give me 1 second because I want to message him real quick. Just see if he'll answer and tell us why he stopped responding. Hold on. I did send him a message again on Monday. I asked him a question Monday at 3:00 p.m. and he has not responded. In fact, he's not even read it. Okay. So I just sent him a message. It says he's active now on Facebook. And I said, "Hey, why did you stop talking? Did your sister pay you to shut up again?" We'll see. Let me put my phone over here so I can see. But also on Monday, when I messaged him on Monday, Facebook said he was active now and he didn't read it. So that's crazy because last week when I talked to him on a couple different days, like on Twitter DMs and on Facebook Messenger, he was pretty much like reading it immediately and responding. So I find that curious that that all of a sudden he's just not responding. I cannot believe I am getting sick. I don't. Oh my God, I can't believe this shit. Anyway, Tiffany says, I bet their dad stepped in. Their dad is a fucking crackpot. And I asked him if that was really his dad. I don't know. Do you guys think they have the same dad? I don't know. We're going to get to that. All right. Back to these messages from the other day. So, what was the last question? Okay. I said 6. When was the last time you saw your sister in person and what is her approximate weight? 7. Do you know if she's still friends with Shannon? He answers and says, I've seen my sister once in the past 8 months, very briefly to sort through some pictures that she came to pick up of my mother. And then I said, what do you know about the Spite House and why hasn't she bought it yet? Then he says, I don't wish to comment on anything regarding weight. Which I knew it. I did not want to ask that question. You guys peer pressured me into it. I asked it anyway. I knew that was going to be his answer. Sammy in Brooklyn says they don't look alike at all. I see some resemblance. I do. It's hard though because he's got that full beard and mustache. So that really does. You guys know, anytime, especially like your dad or whatever. If your dad had like a beard and a mustache, and then all of a sudden one day they shave it, and they just don't even look like the same person. I think if he didn't have all that facial hair, that you would be able to see more of a resemblance. But also, FFG, she's just, how do I say, unfortunate, like the shape of her head. It's just unfortunate. I know Living a Spoonie Life says, hope Chris is okay. Psycho sister probably threatening him, and he has severe depression. Hey, girl. Hey, we wouldn't know. We don't really know how many chins he has because he also has all that facial hair. Okay. So, anyway, he says I do not wish to comment on anything regarding weight. I said that was supposed to be the number 8, not an emoji. Sorry, because that was supposed to be the number 8. Anyway, I said, I knew it. I told the chat you were too good a guy to answer anything about her weight. I can tell genuinely that you are a genuinely good person. I knew it. I could tell it. I think he is. I really do. Tweet T, yes, she did get Papa Feldman involved. Okay, so then answering number 7, which was, do you know if she's still friends with Shannon? He said, from what I know, no. Friendships are short-lived, and I don't know if they ever really exist to begin with. I don't really think that was a friendship to begin with. So that's what he's saying about his sister. He's literally describing a narcissistic sociopath here when he says friendships are short-lived and I don't know if they ever really exist to begin with. He's not just talking about Shannon. He's talking about in general with Frenchie, that her friendships, and he puts friendships in quotes, are short-lived and I don't know if they ever really exist to begin with. And I said it wasn't. You're right about that. It wasn't a friendship. I mean, she used Shannon. Did you know she went to visit Shannon in the mental hospital? Then she posted a photo of them there to rub it in Chantal's face. And look how he responded. Can you see that? It's an angry face emoji. Dumb, thank you so much for the super chat. You wanted to know her weight too, Sam. Stop it. Yeah, no, I did. I do want to know. Of course I want to know. I just didn't want to ask her brother because I just knew that was what he was going to say. And he did. Thank you so much for the super chat, Dumb. Okay. And then down here, he answers about the Spite House. I said, what do you know about the Spite House and why she hasn't bought it yet? And he says, I don't know about a spite house. I understand the concepts with the spite part, I think. But I mean, have you ever looked at the real estate market in Montreal? You need a lot of money to buy a house. I said, that makes sense. Yes, don't fence me in. I see that. I find it interesting though, because okay, so it costs a lot of money to buy a house in Montreal. Fair enough, So why does the house have to be in Montreal? Anyway. It was Pat Ray. It was funny as fuck. I agree. Okay. So then so when I said it wasn't a friendship, I mean she used Shannon. Did you know about the mental health thing or the mental hospital thing? He says, yes, I saw that. And to be honest, being someone who has been in DBT and psychotherapy for almost a decade off and on, that shit fucking disgusts me. This is what Chris Feldman is saying about his sister, that her behavior fucking disgusts him. And by the way, just so you know, Chris Feldman is no longer active on Facebook. And according to Facebook, he was last active 6 minutes ago. He did not read my DM. Okay. This is when I offered him a link to come on panel. Oh, because he said, what's the name of your channel? Hold on a second. Let me just scroll through because I see that I was moving the screen. I want to make sure I didn't accidentally show. Okay, I didn't. All right. He said, what's the name of your channel? I told him. And then I said, would you like a link to my channel? I'm live now. And then I sent him the link to the channel. And then I said, so I may have just had your pick up on screen. And there's a few ladies in chat who want to have your babies. Tammy D says, yeah, he got told to zip it. He did. Don't fence me in. I don't think so. Oh, yeah. I moved it over so you could see the date where it says, like, it literally says the date and time. See, June 30th, 2025, 9:04 p.m. This was really, truly because I wasn't showing this on screen when I was live. I was just reading. So I wanted to go back and show you guys that I wasn't making that shit up. I really was talking to FFG's brother while I was live. Hey, girl, hey, says Daddy stepped in. Do you think Daddy's a whack job? Their dad's an absolute fucking whack job. Don't worry. We'll look at that too. I don't know, that account that is of her dad's name, it sounds just like her. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked that her and her dad sound just alike. This is how I think the family dynamic went. And I think Yaba agrees with me on this. I think that Chris and his mom were close and Frenchie and her dad were close. That's what I think. Hold on a second. Incoming. Ooh, okay. Somebody says a former bestie of FFG's says that she weighed around 320 pounds a year ago. A year ago. This is coming from somebody with inside information who's sending me these private messages as we speak. As we sit here live today, this is what I'm being told. A former bestie says she weighed around 320 pounds, and that was last year. How tall is how tall is Dirt Neck? Right, Princess Brioche, that's the first thing I want to know too. How tall is she? Shoe Gal says yes, her dad may have said he should not do this to her. Probably. You're probably right. FFG is about 2 feet tall, Fauntleroy. Princess Brioche says not more than 5'4". Yeah, I think she's shorter than me. Oh my God. Betty says 4'9". Oh my God, that's right. She's the same height as Chantal. Right, Cancer Warrior. Okay, yeah. Yamano says I want to say 5'4" or 5'5". You think she's 5'3"? Same height as Chantal. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. I think you're right. She's the same height as Chantal and 320 pounds. And that was a year ago. And we all know that she has not lost any weight in the last year because if she had, she would be fucking showing it. Even if it was only showing off that she lost some weight from the fucking potato. Fauntleroy says FFG is built like Danny DeVito as the Penguin and Batman Returns. Yes, Busted Cannabis, but that's right. The picture from the Fatty Fashion Show proves that she's the same height as Chantal. And a year ago, she was 320 pounds, Chantal's height. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, super secret insider person. Not the bees. Thank you so much for the super chat. Facebook is super weird with the active thing. I'm never on Facebook, but it says I'm active a lot because I have apps on my phone linked to my Facebook. You know what? Not the bees. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for saying that. And you're right. The other day I messaged one of my kids, one of my daughters. Yeah, because Facebook showed that she was active. So I text her and she didn't answer me. And a couple hours later, she answered me. She's like, I was sleeping. I was like, Facebook said you were active. She's like, I most definitely was not active then. So you're right. Yava says hashtag no small portions. So funny. Okay, so let's go back to FFG's brother Chris speaking freely about his sister. You can disconnect that? Yeah, I probably should. I don't use Facebook. Okay, listen. Oh crap, hold on. Let me bop this back. Okay, here we go. Okay, so he says, I don't know about the Spite House. I said that makes sense. And then this is his response. Okay, we already read his response to me telling him about what she did with Shannon. And then the next question I asked was, do you know why she put her dogs down? I know Ollie was sick. Ugh, I don't know. I didn't want to ask that one. I really didn't. And that's when he asked, what's the name of your channel? I said Samantha Jean, gave him the link to the channel. And then I told him I may have just had his face up on the screen and there's a few ladies in chat who want to have his babies. And then his response when I asked, do you know I should put the dogs down? He said, because it needed to be done and was encouraged by the vet. Ollie had a good life and I only attribute his passing to old age. So there was that, which is crazy because, and I'm not defending Chantal. I'm just saying when Chantal said that her vet advised, for her to put one of her pets down, it was a whole thing. But apparently when FFG's vet advises her to put her pet down, that's what's done. And like totes fine. I don't know. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Where is that picture? Damn it. Who was it who put that picture of BBJ on Twitter? Was it Hater Tater? They said it was the last picture she posted of BBJ, and I think it was like 6 or so months after she got BBJ from Chantal, and that cat looks like it's skin and bones and on death's door, and that was months and months after um FFG took the cat. Hey Trisha, good to see you. You guys, there she is, right in chat. The one and only, truthfully, Trisha. Tomahawk Sean's ex-wife and the person that Stinkbox is obsessed with. Duncan, thank you so much for the super chat. Sham sent Yaba the emails discussed in her live this morning. Have her check her email for the info. I also sent you an email regarding the Don't Bother Me tea. Okay. Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Duncan. And thank you for the super chat. I'll tell her to look. Here it is. Thank you so much, babe. Let me open that up. Okay, let's share this tab instead. Look at this. One of the last, if not the, thank you so much, babe. If not the last pictures FFG shared of BBJ. Note the date, October 4th, 2023. So February 23rd, 2023 is the day she got BBJ. So February to October, what's that? 8 months. 8 months later, this is what BBJ looked like. And I'm sorry, but you're not going to tell me that's a healthy cat. Look at this cat. You can literally see that the cat was skin and bones. Me thinks BBJ passed away shortly after this picture. And I think that Frenchie is probably the one that put her down. But Hater Tater makes a really good point in this tweet. They say, looking at this photo, do you think BBJ is still alive? Also, if BBJ didn't live with FFG, would she appear this calm around a young dog? That is an excellent point. How come 8 months after, there's the date right there, October 4th, 2023. So 8 months after BBJ is taken from Chantal and supposedly given to Amy Flowers or a friend, how is it that she's got a picture of the cat with the dog? Wicked Crafter, I just seen this. Wicked Crafter said on here, says, I still think BBJ looked worse than she did under Chantal's oppression. BBJ didn't lay around Sam. She was a solitary feline, and Sam exhibited alpha behaviors that instilled her insistence to self-isolate from him. Learned behavior doesn't change in the elderly. R.I.P. BBJ. That cat looks sick. BBJ had to be shaved down. She was a small cat. But still, yeah, I agree, 10KD. That cat looks sick in that picture 8 months later. I don't think BBJ's alive anymore. All right. I asked Chris flat out, do you know who Amy Flowers is? He says, no fucking clue. I just know the name and that this person was supposed to be my wife. I said, we were looking at your Twitter. There's still a lot of doubt that you are really her brother. So I was showing them how we are certain you're the real deal. Why did she lie about who BBJ was going to from the start? That's what we can't figure out. And then he says, I didn't know she was moving. If she is, it's either a lie to me or a lie to chat. Oh yeah, that was after we asked him if she was really moving, which by the way, I find interesting. So supposedly Frenchie was moving on July 1st. And if you go look at her channel, she went live on July 1st in the evening. And she didn't bring up the move. Like she didn't like start the stream by saying, I'm so glad you all are here. I'm exhausted. As you know, I moved today. The move went well. We got everything moved in. I'm glad it's over. No. She starts her little live stream and it's just business as usual. And she's carrying on with her live stream. And then somebody in the chat obviously super chatted her and asked her how the move went. And then she said, oh, it's done. It's over. It's done. It's like, you're so full of shit. I don't believe she moved either. And here is her brother saying, I didn't know she was moving. If she is, it's either a lie to me or a lie to the chat. So he's saying either she lied to me, or lied to the chat. I'm not so sure that we meant to hide Carrie. Oh, Carrie, you're not hid, hun. Cold Blue says a total lie. What the hell? I think our air conditioning just went off. There's no friggin' way. If I moved my whole apartment in one day in the middle of summer on a hot July day, there's no way in hell I would be live on my YouTube channel that night and not mention it. Not mention it unless somebody asks me about it. I don't fucking think so. I think she's full of shit. I think that Frenchie is really, really, really worried about being doxxed by one of the many people who she knows has her address, who she has fallen out with and done dirty as fuck. So that's why she's coming around the internet lying, saying she moved. We don't believe you, Frenchie. Salva says Dirtbox is full of shit. Okay, so from here, it does kind of get convoluted because this is, as you can see, I'm not typing anymore. And this is just kind of like where he's responding to the things we're saying in chat. But I'll go ahead and write down the list. He says, no, oh, this is in response to, do you know who Amy Flowers is? He says, no clue. All I know is it's somebody that's a fan. I would assume that was kind of middlemaning getting BBJ. I thought karate was a person. If you mean karate like the fighting style, no, she has definitely not done karate. No, it's not rent. No, so this is talking about the apartment that she claims she was moving out of on July 1st. He says, no, it's not rent control. It just happens to be in an area of the city that is very cheap. And that rent was locked in before we had massive increase pre-COVID, which is isn't that kind of what rent control is, where the low rent gets locked in? Isn't that what rent control is? I don't know. He says, so it's basically a third of the price of normal rent in the city, but it's not controlled or project housing or anything like that. I find it interesting that FFG, and I'm just going to go with FFG paid her brother to shut up again because somebody who used to be friends and very close with FFG has now come out and said that FFG pays her brother to shut up. Where did the news of her eviction come from? Oh, Stewie Bago Donuts. I did a whole live stream going over her 8 evictions. Deli Snitch says that's exactly what rent controlled is. That's what I thought. Addicted to Cold Brew wants a poll. Did Dad shut Chris up? Let's do it. Hold on. Start a poll. Here we go. Did FFG's dad shut Chris up? Yes or no? All right, there's my poll. Yeah, she's had 8 evictions. Oh shit, now I'm hot. Fauntleroy says, I too am open to hush money payments. Just saying. Yes, Hater Tater did recently post all the Amy Flowers tweets. Yes, she did. I'm not going to go over all those tonight. I'm not going to lie. When I start looking into all the stuff that Hater Tater posted about Amy Flowers, it makes my brain kind of scramble. Oh my God, Chris Feldman is responding to me in DM right now, real time as we speak. The 3 little dots are dotting. Everybody hold. This is not a fucking drill. He says nobody pays me to shut up. Nobody pays me to shut up is what he's saying. Okay, hold on. Let me go over to the super chats real quick. Dumb, thank you so much for the super chat. The BBJ is RIP. She's probably still getting funding for her. She also would have addressed her brother if it really wasn't him. She paid him to shut the fuck up. Dumb, thank you so much for the super chat. Wicked Crafter says, get real, girl. You know you can't lift your leg. Thank you so much, Wicked Crafter. Okay. He says, nobody pays me to shut up. I would ask you to please say that on stream now because nobody does. I've been occupied. That's all. Okay. I'm going to say, well, well, that's good to hear. So is that your, oh, wait, hold on. So is that your dad? Hold on. Is that really your dad? Dang it. I can't type. Okay, he says, I've been occupied. That's all. She has cut me off From any age, she has given me the moment I confronted her about lying about me being a drug addict. Okay, hold on. He says, I said, well, that's good to hear. LOL. So is that really your dad? And he responded and says, I'm in a worse situation now than I've ever been. This is because of my integrity and my ethics and because I've been done wrong. Okay, let me go over to Facebook. I got to type on my computer. I can't type on my phone when I'm like live. I get nervous or something. I don't know. I can't make it. Okay. Hold on. Okay, he says he has no clue if that is his dad or not. Holy shit. Babe, I can literally hear your keyboard in here. Okay, he says, I have no clue if that's my dad or not. If you ask my opinion, I would say that it is not, but I have no clue. Shelly Ray, thank you so much for being a member for 31 months. Poor Chris. FFJ, you are a horrible person. Beck Sassy Bear, thank you so much for the super chat. FFG accusing others of being a drug addiction when she can't function without weed or booze. Exactly. I know, babe, it does. Hold on, guys. So he says, if you ask my opinion, he thinks that's not his dad, but he has no clue. I think it is. Okay. I said, do you talk to your dad? It kind of seems like FFG has a relationship with your dad and you had a relationship with your mom. He says, no, I've always had an equal relationship with my father and mother. I just haven't been close with my father for a few years and we have recently rekindled. Oh. And then he says again, I have no idea if that's him on Twitter. So they've recently rekindled their relationship. Oh, Beck Sassy Bear says FFG is watching. She posted on Twitter. Okay, so listen, I said to him, I said, all we really want to know is about BBJ. Did your sister keep BBJ herself? And is the cat dead? He responded just now and says, I can't comment on that now. And then he says, you're entitled to your own opinion for sure. I just purely have no if that is or not, talking about her dad, their dad. That is crazy. Okay, wait, let me shoot over. Oh, there it is. She says, doesn't this old bitch ever get tired of being a fucking clown? Oh, I don't think she's talking about me. Surely she's not talking about me. She must be talking about somebody else. Because I'm not old, honey. We're all in our 40s over here, Franche. Okay. Do you ever get tired of being a clown, Frenchie? That's the real question. Cold Blue says that means yes, she kept it and it's dead. That's what everybody's saying. Busted Cannabis is that she's crashing out. Why can't he comment? Oh, Crazy Cat Lady says NDA. I don't know. He's been basically saying that like all the stuff about the cat is gonna come out. It's gonna come out soon, but he won't say how, when, where, whatever. I know, string cheese. Why wouldn't he be able to say? I'm gonna ask him why.
Ask him, does he have a time frame, and ask him, did he sign anything to make it so he can't say anything?
Okay.
Because I mean, how long are we gonna string this along? He's been having this information for a long time. I mean, not to be rude or anything, but the community wants to know. And I get it, he wants to do it on his own time. We'll promote him. We'll send people there. Can we get a fucking time frame?
Okay. I said, why can't you comment on BBJ? Is it because someone else is going to expose all that and you agree to let them have it? That's what I asked him. We'll see what he says. I love it when Yaba kicks the door in. Dixie Nora says, let him secure his bag. I mean, he said right here in tonight's messages, one of the first things he says is that FFG has cut him off from any aid she has given me the moment he confronted her. Okay, he says, I totally fucked that up. I'll just read it. He says, she has cut me off from any aid she has given me the moment I confronted her about lying about me being a drug addict. So FFG was financially supporting her brother, but not because he was a drug addict, but because he's going through a tough time. He suffers from, mental illness, and he's been in therapy and struggling. And then he says, I'm in a worse situation now than I've ever been. This is because of my integrity and my ethics and because I've been done wrong. Damn, Frenchie, why are you doing your brother like that, bro? Yeah, she's completely cut him off from any aid because he confronted her about lying about him being a drug addict. That is wild. But do you guys remember? And it wasn't that long ago, Frenchie, out of her own mouth, said to the community that she and her brother, basically, that their mom on her deathbed asked them to get along, right? And Frenchie said that her and her brother have, a strong, positive, good relationship, and they have ever since their mom died, and that nothing is going to damage that. Nothing anyone says or does can harm their relationship. But now here, Chris is out of his own mouth telling a totally different story. That no, they don't have a good relationship. He's only seen her once in the last 8 months, and that she's completely cut him off financially from any financial assistance she was providing him because he confronted her about lying about him being a drug addict. Damn, Frenchie. Just Jamie, that's okay, honey. Just tap back. You'll catch up. 10 KD says, just keeping it real. He's not saying anything more about the cat because he knows she's there in his back pocket. No, Cold Blue, they haven't not spoken in 8 months. He says he hasn't actually seen her in 8 months, but he did speak to her fairly recently because when I asked him if he knew that she was moving, he said, well, I talked to her a couple weeks ago and she didn't mention it. Disco says, hey, yo, just jumping in to say that I have to agree with the folks in chat who said that older cats with chronic organ failure do get skinny no matter how well they're cared for. Thank you for that. Just Couch Pineapple. Did the BBJ situation affect his personal life, like employment and such? Okay, he stopped responding. So he might, be preoccupied, like he said, but I'll ask him. Okay, so I said, why can't you comment on BBJ? Is it because someone else is going to expose all that and you agree to let them have it? He just responded and said no. Then I said, did the BBJ situation and your sister outing you as being a co-conspirator to YouTube affect your personal life, your job, your mental health, etc.? Deli Snitch says Dirt Neck is screeching at him right now. Cosmic Cat says, why wasn't FFG caring for her mother? Oh, he's already said why. He's already said because his sister is a fucking sociopath. Incapable. Right, Betty? Wait, what did Tweety say? I don't think FFG neglected the cat, but I do think she's not telling us she passed. Why? Why not just say it? Because then she would have to admit that BBJ really was at the end of her life when she, quote unquote, rescued her from Chantal. He keeps typing and then stopping, so I'm going to wait on him. I'm going to have to get going soon, though, guys. I know this is so much fun. Let me end my poll here. Now we started the poll before Chris started responding to us tonight. I know, babe. Why is BBJ such a secret? I don't get it from either of them. I'm not sure. Did FFG's dad shut Chris up? 66% said yes, 33% said no. Only 369 of you voted. Lazy. Fine. Ask if she offered him money to shut the fuck up. He already said no. That was the first thing he said. Okay, listen. Okay, in response to my question, did the BBJ situation and your sister outing you as being a co-conspirator to YouTube affect your personal life, your job, your mental health, etc.? He says, it deeply affected my personal life and my mental health because I had people messaging friends of mine on Facebook, sharing my personal post from Reddit from years ago regarding mental health. And I've had friends that I've known for 15 to 20 years who are now avoiding having lunch with me because they have seen the word suicidal thoughts and it freaks them out. It has caused more harm to my personal life than anything in my life. This is the root cause of my anger towards saying that he says, this is the root cause of my anger towards her saying that my brother went into the home for no reason. Meaning when FFG came live after they got BBJ and told everyone that it was her brother that went and got him. He said for no reason. My friends have received messages from Kiwi Farms about a year ago. So Kiwi Farms was messaging Chris's friends. Like, why? Why, Dirt Neck? Why would you expose your brother like that to this to the internet and everything that comes with it? Hold on, wait. What do you have to say? Ask him if he will come on my channel and talk about it. Okay, I will. Hold on. Chubby Dumpling. Oh, wait. Beck Sassy Bear. Did I see your super chat? Thank you so much, hun. FFG accusing others of being drug addiction when she can't function without weed or booze. I did get that one. Thank you so much. Chubby Dumpling, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm late as hell. That's Dirt Neck's brother. Damn, he's pretty good looking dude. What the fuck happened, Frenchie? Chubby Dumpling, thank you for the super chat. Rachel Hay says, because Chantel was right about BBJ. Exactly, Rachel Hay. Okay, hold on, babe. I'm going to go back over there and ask him if he would want to come on your channel. I think he's watching now because he just said, why would my father shut me up? I'm almost 40 years old and I wouldn't do it for money. And my father's not against me. He has a heart. Okay, I responded to that and I said, we do like to explore all possibilities here. That's all. Okay, so Chris says yes, for no reason, because my sister had already doxed herself for absolutely no reason, sharing her last name, Feldman. There are literally a handful of Feldmans in Montreal, so it took those people about 3 hours to find my Facebook account a long time ago. And then when I said we do like to explore all possibilities here, that's all. He said, I understand. Trust me, I do. Most of my emotions are the anger of being reminded of what's been done to me. It's not towards you, in all honesty. Oh, he is listening. Great. Okay. So, Chris, since you're listening, my wife, as you know, is Yaba, and she would like to invite you on her panel. If you would ever like to, actually speak, have your own voice heard on, a platform equal, if not greater, than your sisters. We would be more than happy to host you on panel. And Yaba's much better at all this than I am. That's right, Jeff's Couch Pineapple. We are a support group. We just don't understand. Like, we're having a hard time understanding why we cannot get answers about BBJ. We can't get answers about BBJ from your sister, and you're being really tight with the answers about BBJ as well. And again, we explore all possibilities, and yes, we do tend to speculate as to the reasons why we just cannot get answers about BBJ from seemingly the only two people on the planet who would know for sure what happened to BBJ would be the two people who went and took BBJ from Chantal. Peb's mom, thank you so much for being a member for 2 months, hon. I appreciate you. Love you too, girl. Maybe he's worried about legalities. There would be no reason to be worried about legalities. For one, Chantal, even if she was on Canadian soil, she would never do anything about it. She had the prime opportunity to do something about it when it happened in 2023, and she did it. She didn't. And of course, as we all know now, she is literally rotting away in a Syrian shithole. Nothing's going to happen. Janine Cook says, blink once if BBJ is alive. Okay, hold on. He's typing again. Yeah. Claudio Beachball says Chins is too lazy and she ain't leaving Syria. Okay, listen, real quick, guys, while we're waiting on FFG's brother to respond again, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. I have 2 new shirts going up. This one is up, it's active, it's ready. The other one I've not listed yet, but this one was inspired by Dirtneck herself. It is the Be Humble If You're Ugly t-shirt. You can get a t-shirt, a crew neck, or a hoodie as per usual. So you choose the style, then you choose your size, and then for color, you can either choose black and it'll come just as shown, or you click here. I'll leave a note at checkout for custom color requests, and then you just leave me a note at checkout and tell me what color you want. Hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
All right, so he says, I can assure you that there are more people that have evidence about BBJ. I have literally heard audio myself. There are photos. I believe the truth will come to light, and I would rather not have it come from my mouth. I don't understand why, though, bro. What's the big deal? We just want to know, is the cat alive or dead?
That makes everything look like it's something that was sus. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't good or whatever it is. Well, whatever.
I don't know if you heard, but he's listening now, so.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, hold on. Let me put the link to the new shirt in chat. Let me pin that up there. Pin message.
Tell 10KD if they just order LED light and then note it on their order that they want the pig, I'll put the pig in there.
Okay, did you hear that 10KD? She says just order any LED light and then leave a note at checkout that you want the pig, and she'll make it the pig. 10KD says, bro, the cat's dead. I know, Orbits. I cannot believe FFG doxed her own brother. Hey, Jessie Cat. Jessie Cat says, too, I think that proves the cat's dead. You guys want to poll it? Okay, let's poll it. Hold on. Start a poll.
No, I was going to say take a poll and see if people are still doubting that.
Oh, why? Oh, Dumb says he signed an NDA.
I kind of think so, too, because she talks about NDAs a lot.
Yeah. I want to poll whether or not people think if BBJ is dead or not. Is BBJ dead? Yes or no? Start poll.
Cole to be me says, is it okay to ask if they are Jewish? I think they are.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about them being Jewish. Hold on. Okay, so he says it's only because I have integrity, and even though blood shouldn't be thicker than water, in this case, I still have this preconceived notion that blood is thicker than water. And he says, I am being wholeheartedly sincere with you here. I believe that, Chris. I really do.
Okay.
And that's crazy though. Listen. My family mantra goes a little like this. Anyone who said that blood is thicker than water has never met a Lawson. And I think that's true. Blood is definitely not thicker than water. Oh, Tweet T says Feldman is a Jewish name. Okay. He says, I would just rather it not come from my lips. That doesn't mean that it won't. So I think, okay, yeah, I think basically like this is where we're at is that this is like the final thing that Chris is holding over Frenchie's head, right? Frenchie knows that Chris knows
Okay,
exactly what the story is with that cat.
So here we
You
are.
are so cute.
So listen to me though. So if he's
Hold on, wait. Can you guys hear her?
I think they can because I was listening in the background.
Okay.
You can relay this if you want. Okay. So if he's holding on to it, that means there was something obviously nefarious that went down with the whole BBJ quote unquote rescue, because if not, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. That's my point. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a rescue, obvious, or they wouldn't be so tight-lipped about what's happened and what's
I
going
agree.
on and where's the cat. So it's obviously
I agree. I think that
That's the
cat
thing,
really,
that's what
I
I'm
think the
trying to
cat
say.
really was sick. I don't think the cat lived very long after she quote unquote rescued it. And I think that the reason why she won't say that is because it'll just prove that Chantel was not full of shit when Chantel said the vet said the cat needs to be put down. That's what I think.
maybe. I don't know.
You look like super tan with your hair like that. Okay, wait, I missed something. Okay, he says, he said, he says, we don't sign NDAs in Canada. It's extremely rare. And trust me, my sister does not have people signing NDAs. Okay, well, there's that.
Asking, can you tell us what happened to the Gucci collar?
He says 1,000% blood is not thicker than water. You are 100% right about that. That's right. Okay. So he says, if hypothetically BBJ has passed, I believe that would affect my sister's livelihood. And that's a line that's very hard to cross for me, even with a stranger, even with people that I have managed in sales. It's truly about my own ethics. Hold on. He says it's truly about my own ethics, despite my anger towards my sister. He just answers it right there. He just said it.
No, he said if he tells the truth about what happened, that's going to hurt Frenchie's
Yes,
bottom
yes.
dollar. So whatever happened, it can't just be BBJ died, because if BBJ just died, she's an old cat.
Yeah, I know.
So it's deeper than that. Because
Yes.
what could be so bad about this situation that would hurt Frenchie's income?
Yes.
That's fucking wild.
Yep.
That's wild. It's not. It cannot be just as simple as she died.
Yeah, the chat agrees. Confirmed. MC put salad in the chat.
It can't be as simple as the cat just died, though, because we know that the cat wasn't in good health. We know the cat was old. How would that hurt her bottom dollar unless it's something deeper than that? That's my point.
Mm-hmm. The Guppy, thank you for the super chat. The Guppy says, what's his price? Wicked Crafter, thank you for the super chat. It says FFG was still collecting those bucks off BBJ's back. Selfish. Exactly. Hey, Tally, good to see you. Tally 420 says, poor BBJ, exploited even in death. Indeed. FW11 says she put him down. Chicken Nugget says, does Chris know Frenchie has made $400,000? Yes, he answered that. Chicken Nuggets, he answered that the last time, that yes, he is aware that he has even analyzed the numbers.
Ask him if he thinks that Frenchie is buying numbers, because her numbers don't be adding up.
Yeah, Chris, do you think that Frenchie is buying live viewers on her live streams and also replay views on her replay? Do you think she's buying them, or do you think
Or do you not know?
Or do you not know? Okay, hold on. Let me get back over here. Sky Fury, thank you so much for the super chat. Did one of the dogs kill BBJ? Holy shit, Sky. That is wild. That's a good question, though. Thank you for the super chat. Spiteful Lynn says FFG plans one more BBJ calendar series. Holy shit. Thank you for being a member for 32 months, Spiteful Lynn.
How's that cat? They're in Canada, so I don't think that anybody had to pay for her medical.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Oh, God. Look at the poll.
What was the poll?
So far, is BBJ dead? 358 votes. 91% say yes. 9% say no. Okay, hold on. He says again, I have heard proof and I know that it's true, even if it's audio, unless they are being extorted, it's coming to light regardless. He says, I understand what you're saying, but trust me, everybody wants receipts. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter unless it's an echo chamber. Again, I know exactly what she makes. I was running analytics through YouTube ATI before Playboard was a platform for her. I have no clue if she's buying replays, he says. What about live viewers? I have proof she's buying live viewers. I
At
do.
least it looks like proof to us.
Shit. The
She's the
charts
only
and
one
graphs
that-
don't lie.
Yep.
Let me see what it looks like. I don't remember where I put
Save that for another.
the screenshots. I know. I'm just curious to see what it looks like right now.
But here's my thing. If she had the cat put down, I don't understand why that's such a big deal. It has to be more to the story. Has to be. For it to be this secretive and it could hurt her bottom dollar, it has to be more to the story than that. That don't make sense.
Okay, listen, guys, listen. He says she is buying silence. Interestingly enough, not from me, but I know she's buying silence, just not in NDAs. So there you have it. He's saying flat out, he knows he's paying people. He knows that his sister pays people to be quiet, just not him. Linda, thank you for the super chat. Linda says BBJ was elderly and sick. The vet prolonged BBJ's life, but not for very long. Chris is just being a nice guy. Most of us know the answer.
That don't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me, Linda. That don't make sense to me.
Claudio Beachball, thank you for the super chat. Says BBJ being RIP doesn't have to be nefarious. It could be as simple as FFG not wanting Chins to get the win if BBJ really was at the end of life. That's a good point.
No, that don't make sense to me neither.
Okay. Chris says that I can't really speak on, but I mean, botting is a thing regardless of the platform. Buying viewers is common, but I feel like she would have reached out to me a long time ago for that if she was. Well, Chris, in all fairness, there's plenty of people on YouTube who could help her with that. Okay, hold on. I'm not screen sharing, am I? Let me see. Oh, that's what that was. Okay. Sase Mama, thank you so much for the super chat. The fact she gets so angry when asked about BBJ tells us all that's true. Like, what do you think, Chris? Why do you think that your sister gets so unreasonably angry anytime she's asked about BBJ? Now, mind you, that it was your sister herself out of her own mouth the day that you guys went and got BBJ, who came back to YouTube and in the same live stream where she for no reason told everybody you were involved, she promised that we would have updates on BBJ, that BBJ was the community's cat, that she was all of the community's cat, and that because she was part of Me Familia now, that it would be BBJ updates all the time. But now here we are 2 years later, and this started how long ago that she started refusing to give updates on BBJ? She wouldn't just not give updates on BBJ. She gets literally irate. Why do you think that is? He's typing. Cautious Observer, thank you so much for the super chat. Conspiracy Theory, FFG is paying Chantel for Hush. Thank you for the super chat. Cautious Observer, Sase Mama, you as well. That was a great question, Sase Mama, and I think he's answering it. We'll wait. 10KD says, because the cat is dead. Okay. He says, I hear what you're saying about plenty of people on YouTube can help out, but I have a very deep / extensive knowledge when it comes to the stuff. And my sister does trust me more than pretty much anyone in the world. whether she admits it or not. I feel like she would have came to me first if she wanted to bot.
I hate to say it, but that's insane.
Hold on.
You do realize we're the ops, Chris, right?
I don't think he does.
We're good friends.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to end this poll right here. It's after 9. We're going to have to shut this down. I asked him if he would come on your panel, baby. He didn't answer me. Chris, do you want to come on Yaba's panel and talk? Have your voice heard?
Anytime he wants to, you just tell him to contact me. I'll make it happen at the drop of a dime.
Oh, thank you, Tally. She's got them.
She got what?
What I was looking for, these numbers that don't lie.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ask in secret for leads on the BBJ receipts. Okay, just catch my I would totally do that. Cold Blue says, I don't care. He admitted the cat's dead. I mean, that's pretty much what I got from it, too, to be honest. Hey, 31 Frames. Nice to see you. I don't think she's paying Chantel for hush. Chantel would be too excited not to talk about her having a holder for FFG. I agree. Mizanthropy says if BBJ is gone, people deserve to know so people can put this topic to rest. It's annoying at this point. I agree.
That's not our Miss Ann. How do we have two? That's crazy.
I know. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. That's true, Fauntleroy.
What font say? Chantel cannot keep a secret. That's true. Hey, just Amy.
I just don't understand how this motherfucker got to insert herself to the story and then she gets to keep all of that a secret from the community who actually funded all of that.
Literally gave her tens of thousands of dollars.
She can even buy silence from people is because she fucking put herself on some pedestal because she claimed she bought or rescued the cat.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay. He just says, I have no issue coming on Yaba's channel, but there isn't much more to get out of this for the moment. That's okay. See, I just don't have a very big platform over here. You know, we would just very much like for your voice to be heard, even if it's just repeating the same things. Yeah, even if you're just having to repeat the same things you said over here. As you can see, there's only 1,100 people here now. And, you know, my wife, she gets over 2,000 daily. So there's definitely ears that have not heard your voice that will want to hear it. So, yeah. Oh, he says he would definitely come on your panel.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, you know how to get a hold of him, don't you?
Of course.
All right, Chris. Right. Chris.
Your brother, French right girl, on Messenger, bitch. Take that. Contact my brother, big girl.
Oh, Spiteful Lynn. Spiteful Lynn, I would have to have a link to that because nobody's sifting through Hakates or however you say that weird bitches shit.
What'd she say?
She said, listen to Hecate.
Okay.
Yeah, when she covered FFG a year ago. All right, well, that's great, Chris. I'm gonna go ahead and hand this over to my wife. She'll be in touch with you to set up a time for you to come on her panel. We appreciate that. And I don't know if you're familiar, but she usually streams in the morning. She has a morning show, but we do have time, you know, she does make night streams happen as well. So
I'll work around you, Chris.
we'll definitely work around your schedule, Chris. We would love to hear from you. Rachel Hay says, we stand you, Chris.
Yeah, make a channel. We'll send people over there. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy.
All right, guys, I got to go. Chris, if you're still listening, thank you so much for always being such a good sport and being so open and honest with us as much as you feel comfortable doing so. And we totally understand.
Chicken nugget, get yourself together. My God.
What the fuck? Hold on, he's typing one more time, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Fauntleroy says, "Slept in the chat."
You can't take these people nowhere. I swear to God.
No, y'all need to act right, okay? We're gonna have Chris on Yaba's panel. I'm gonna need all of you to fucking act right. Oh, he says I'm a morning person. That's fine. Okay. I'll tell her to message you This evening.
How about on what's today? Wednesday?
Today's
Ask him what
Wednesday.
he's doing on Friday.
Oh yeah, hey Chris, are you available on Friday by any chance? This Friday, day after tomorrow? That would be great. Yeah, so guys, if Chris is available on Friday morning, he'll be on Yaba's panel on the support group Friday morning, and you can hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Gothic Teens is not Friday. Someone grab Cat's rule. Fauntleroy said everyone needs to attend Miss Fauntleroy School of Charm and Etiquette before Friday. We're morning people too, Chris. I feel like we've got that in common with you. I think the best people are morning people. Yeah. Sally says tomorrow works better for me. No, not 6 p.m. We're doing it in yeah, Living in the Spring Life says how about Friday at 6? He said Friday works.
Yes, all right. Girl.
All right. Friday 9. Wait. Do we have football Friday? No. Friday 9 o'clock.
Monday, Tuesday.
It's the 2 days that I don't work or the 2 days he don't have it.
Yeah, okay. So we're clear Friday.
Okay, we're clear for Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Chris. We look forward to it.
I'll get in touch with him tomorrow.
Yeah, she says she'll get in touch with you tomorrow, Chris. I think that you need to. Yeah, can we get fries in the chat, please, everybody? He says, I'll be waiting to hear from Yaba. I was skeptical that you would manipulate my messages or add some sauce onto what I said. I appreciate your honesty. Oh, absolutely. I am known, Chris. I've been on YouTube since 2016, and I have a reputation over the last almost 10 years of being truthful. I don't manufacture shit. I don't twist shit. I bring nothing but the facts and the receipts. So
That's why you're hated.
yeah, and that's why people hate me the way they do, really, truly. That's why the people try to discredit me and, say horrible things about me and get people to not like me, is because I always come with the truth. I can always back that shit up, and I always have the fucking receipt. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for being here. Chris, thank you for being here. We will see you Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the support group. Bye, guys. Lit as fuck.